First of all, thank you for having me, everybody here from TED, this is a real honor to do. My subject today is finding where and how we as individuals fit into our world. And I'm a guitar maker by trade. I'm also on the personal side a father and a husband, a teacher, a mentor, and a musician. And the history of my company, I started building guitars in my wood shop in high school, and then in a small shop, a Garrett shop in Annapolis, and finally got some prototypes that were good enough to go to market with. And in 1985, we started a limited partnership, which is the only way a long-haired hippie can raise $500,000, you know. And today, we're 280 people making guitars and amplifiers and acoustic guitars. You know, I never thought the journey would take me here to do a TED Talk, but here we are, right? And I think it's great. I'm going to try to paint a picture today. 5 puzzle pieces in the picture. They're all kind of separate. And at the end, I'm going to try to have a postscript and some glue to glue the picture together. And at the end, I will play a little bit, okay? So let's start with puzzle piece 1. Once again, we're trying to find where and how we as individuals fit into our world. The puzzle piece 1 is, you know, I believe that you know, if I had any chance of being happy and successful, I needed to know what cards I had. So as an analogy, you have 52 cards in a deck. And I think everybody is dealt about 9 cards, 8 or 9 cards. And everybody's got a different set of cards. So what were my cards? Some of the cards you're born with, some of the cards you learn, some of the cards are the things that you love. So I went to all my friends and the people around me. I've got a great group of people around me, and I said, well, let's name some cards. So you've got the good listener card. You've got the giver card, the gifted card, the shoot yourself in the foot card, the apathy card, the mathematical aptitude card, the empathetic card, the dishonest card. When we came up with the dishonest card, my assistant, she said, oh, I threw that one out. The great work ethic card, the good parent card, the bad parent card, the willing to get help from others, the smart by school standards card, the smart by street standards card, the suck at math, good at physics card, the great at mechanical stuff card, the I love sailing card, the my card, the I love guitars card, the sincere card, the unable to find what you're good at card, the great friend card, the loving card, and really the worst card, the scariest card to me, the I really don't give a shit card. Or my favorite card, the courage card. When you're scared and you do it anyway. So what are your cards, and how do you find out where your cards are? You've got to be honest with yourself and make a real assessment of where you are. And you've got to get feedback from the people around you. I called a very wise man, and I said, what's this about for you? He says, well, it's always been about being true to yourself and true to what's inside you. But sometimes it's not so easy just to know that. Maybe you need to do it in pieces, right? So the first thing is find out where your cards are. Puzzle piece 1. Fair enough? All right, puzzle piece 2. You got to play your cards. I've known people with incredible cards that had to shoot themselves in the foot card or the lack of determination card, and it never happened. If you have a bad card, you have to fix it. You have to take advantage of the good ones and fix the bad ones. It's not easy. So if my dream was to become a sumo wrestler, as an exaggeration, I don't have that body shape card. I'm too old. It just would never happen. So it's not in my cards, right? There's an Einstein quote, and let me read this, try to get this exact. Everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing it's stupid. So, you know, my wife and I were talking about this. She said it's like sitting in math class next to the whiz kid, and he gets it and you don't, and you think you're stupid the rest of your life. Maybe it's just not your card. It's just not your card, right? So what you're going to do is somewhat determined by the cards that you have and somewhat determined by what you love. And as a wise man I know said, let me get this quote too, some people are just put on this planet to do certain things. And I remember very clearly the moment when I realized I wanted to do guitars and I was going to crank it up because I had a determination card. There are also opportunity cards. There's some people that there are only a few opportunities that are presented to them, and they pick those opportunities. So there's a whole nother set of cards. But for today, let's just say puzzle piece 2, play your cards. Puzzle piece 3, get a mentor who's successfully been where you want to go. That guy is Ted McCarty. He was my mentor. He invented Les Paul. He invented the 335. He invented the Flying V. This is the guy that ran Gibson from 48 to 66. I went and tackled him. I've made my entire career finding these guys and emptying every piece of information they wanted to give me. Nobody ever 50 years old wants to die without passing on their gifts. Nobody. So you've got that advantage just going up to them. Please teach me. You want to know? Yeah. Okay, maybe. Who are you? It's fascinating, but you can knock on their door, right? I knocked on his door, and look at this. You can see he was trying to help me, right? So you need to get a mentor. So there's this commercial. It's an insurance commercial where this guy's saying, could switching to another car company really save you 15% or more in car insurance? Does a former drill sergeant make a terrible therapist? You guys know the ad I'm talking about? Okay. The patient, who's an actor, right, acting like a dish rag, laying on a thing, he says, that's why yellow makes me sad, I think. Oh, that's bad, right? Good job. The guy does a good job. And the drill sergeant therapist says, that's interesting. Let me read this exact. You know what makes me sad? You do. Maybe you should chug on over to mamby-pamby and maybe we can find some self-confidence for you. You jackwagon. Throws the tissue at him and says, you cry, baby. I did some research. This guy was a drill sergeant who became an actor. I think drill sergeants are great mentors because they've done it before, they got through it, and they've taught hundreds of people how to do it. You gotta find a mentor. You gotta find a mentor. It's just really important to find somebody who's been there before, right? So here's some other quotes. As a friend of mine said, sometimes you gotta shake things up. Here's another quote. As Aunt Hazel says, honey, you're just gonna have to buck up and do what you need to do. So I come from the school of hard knocks. I believe in really gentle teaching, really clear explanation teaching, and tough as nails teaching. Sometimes tough as nails teaching teaches you way faster. So if you're going to go fish on a river, find the old man who's fished it his whole life and you'll catch more fish. Okay, that's puzzle piece 3. Get a mentor. Puzzle piece 4. You've got to strive for balance. Remember in the beginning I said I'm a guitar maker, and I'm a father and a husband and a friend and a mentor, and I'm a musician. I don't get paid for playing guitar, so therefore that's a hobby. You got to have a balance between your personal life and your business life, and when you're going to spend the 10,000 hours to get good at something, it puts you out of balance on your personal side, and you've got to really strive to not do that. So when I die, what's going to happen? At the funeral, they're going to say, he was a guitar maker, and some people are going to remember me as a guitar maker, and then they're going to let other people go, no, he was a friend, he was my father, he was my husband, he was my mentor, he was my teacher, right? So puzzle piece 4, try to find some balance. Puzzle piece 5 is really about the goal of enjoying the moments while you're trying to have positive impact on yourself and the world. I have a real problem with people have these perfect moments and then they act like it wasn't good enough. It's not. In my way of thinking, if a beautiful moment comes along, enjoy it. As a society, what do we do when we have a great moment? What do? We have a party. We celebrate. We think it's so rare, we all get together and go nuts. So our forefathers had some concept of this too, because what they said, one of the things they wrote on the walls of our country was, we could be in pursuit of happiness. And to me, I can just see an argument in the room. Somebody says, We have the right to be happy, and somebody says, that's not going to happen. Okay, we have the right to chase it. Right? Right? So I think it helps to be good at your gifts in order to have happy moments happen. But I guess I'm asking that if you take any of this in, please enjoy the beautiful moments that you have. I think it's really important. That would be puzzle piece 5. So here's the full picture. 1, find out what your cards are and fix the bad ones. 2, play your cards. 3, find and enroll a mentor. 4, try to have some balance between your work, hobby life, and your personal life. And 5, try to enjoy those rare, happy moments that come along while you're on this journey. That would be the puzzle pieces together. So here's some glue. As my friend Chuck Brown said, the godfather of go-go, if you don't learn to love yourself, it's going to be really hard to love the people around you. Now that's paraphrased, but it was one of his messages. You've got to love yourself so you can love around you. This is one of my quotes. You're going to need help. And go get it. All right? I had a very bad card. When I got frightened, my eyesight would shut down and I would literally talk in broken sentences. And so I went and tackled 2 psychotherapists to teach me how to fix that. I had some problems on the side. And so I had a really bad card and needed to fix it. I think I'm speaking in fairly full sentences, and I am probably pretty scared right now, and I'm looking at you, right? All right, so that would be good. Here's another quote that I have. If you can't see, you don't know where you're going. Back to fixing the broken cards, right? I believe in experts, and I believe in tough love. And here's another quote. Sometimes the people being hardest on you are the ones that are loving you the most. There's no crying at baseball. Hold on a minute. What I go back in my mind is the people that I love that have been hard on me that helped me get here, right? If you want your dreams to come true, you're going to need a lot of courage. Just the way it is, right? So I read this whole spiel to my friend Charlie. Charlie's a very wise man, lives in LA. And I read this whole thing to him. He says, Paul, this isn't a one-time event. This is a process that happens over and over and over again. You're going to have to refine your cards. You're going to have to replay your cards. You're going to have to find a new mentor. You're going to have to find some balance. Then you're going to have to find the joy moments. Then you have to do it over and over and over again. I went, oh, he's right. I'm on the phone in my car. Oh, Charlie, right? So that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about. And what I thought I would do now is show you kind of how my puzzle pieces fit together, where I am in this moment with guitar making, right? Obviously, I'm not going to be able to give you a good example of my family and my kids, although my son's here, right? He heard I was doing a TED Talk. He said, I'm coming. That's good family, right? That's good family. But I can show you the guitar making side, right? All right, so here's an acoustic guitar that we made, and I think it does something that acoustic guitars don't normally do. Now, I'm not going to play music for you, but I'm going to show you what the instrument does, kind of a cool way, right? So the only mic I have is the one here, on my head, right? But check this out. This guitar sustains forever, but also it does something unbelievable. Have you heard a guitar do that? That's instrument making. That's instrument making. For an acoustic guitar player, this is his amplifier, this is everything for him, right? There's a whole team of people doing this. It isn't just me, but I get to show you, and that's just good fun, right? All right. God, I love that. Remember the I love guitars thing? I'm sorry. I just think that that's magic, right? I met a very bored man the other day. He was so smart. He got bored just like that. I said, what do you do for a hobby? He says, I swim with sharks. Yeah, I thought that was good. Well, he was so smart, he needed something to put him on the edge. It had, we were talking about fascinating stuff, and he was getting bored. I'm like, what do you do for a hobby? I take my son to Rex, and we swim with big sharks. I'm not doing that. All right, so here's an electric guitar and an amplifier. I've turned the cabinet around backwards so I don't blast your head off. All right. I love guitars, it's easy. So I thought I would just play you something that's kind of our national anthem, right? And for me, we've been at war much longer than World War II, and I don't think without our military, we would even be able to have TED Talks. So I thought I would do something to honor all these people that are helping us out overseas and here in this country, right? Thank you very much.